Okay, once again, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So, our next topic is about the secondary classification by capital letter group. Since we are already done with the primary classification, we have to proceed on the next classification. So, on the secondary classification by capital letter group, this refers to the pattern of the index finger of both hands. It is always represented by a capital letter. It is placed at the right side of the primary classification. Okay, so what fingers are involved in the secondary classification? So we have your index finger. Okay. Uh, since it's not because we are already on the secondary classification and then we will just proceed without blockings. We have to block out the following before we proceed on the primary classification and then the secondary classification. We have to follow the procedures. Okay, so for the blockings, double loop is capital letter D. Always remember, when I ask you to do blockings, always represented by capital letter group. So, capital letter C, capital letter D, capital letter X. And do not use letter on rather loop, so use slot that way. Okay, next on the left hand, see, so since this is ulnar loop, we have to use this as the symbol. And then rather loop, since this is an index finger, we have to use capital letter R. And then plain whirl. Plain whirl is capital W, and then ulnar loop. Ulnar loop. Okay, so that is the blockings. Now we will proceed on the primary classification. What are you going to do on the primary classification? You have to look for the numerator and the denominator. Take note again, ladies and gentlemen, always remember that only whirl has a numerical value. Tented arc, plain arc, whirls, loops has no numerical value, only whirl. So there are 4 types of whirl. We have double loop whirl, central pocket loop whirl, accidental whirl, plain whirl, and ano pa? Nasabi ko na lahat. Okay, next. So, primary classification first. Without the primary classification, we cannot proceed on the secondary classification. So, we have to look for the numerator and then the denominator. So, under the numerator, we have to start on the left thumb. Okay, ulnar, whirl. So, this is whirl. So, ilan? 16 plus 2, 18 plus 8, 26. None plus 1. We have the given fraction 1 over 1. So, always add 1. So, again, 16 plus 2, 18 plus 8, 26 plus 1, 27. So, that is the numerator. And then the denominator, so since this is double whirl, it has a numerical value. So, 16, radal, nan, okay, 16, nan, plus 1, 17. Again, double loop, radal, tented arc, ulnar, radal, plus 1. So, meaning to say we have 27 over 17. Now, how are we going to get the secondary classification by capital letter group? We only have the index fingers that involve on the secondary classification by capital letter. So, you are just going to copy what is the symbol on the right index and the left index. So, that is C, and R. That is the reason why when the given in the index finger are radal loop and ulnar loop, always write letter or capital letter R or capital letter U. You cannot use the slant on the index finger because you cannot represent the capital letter on the secondary classification if you are going to use this symbol on the index finger. So that is for the secondary classification by capital letter group. Okay, next, we will soon discuss secondary classification by small letter group next meeting again. So I will just check if you really understand this one. So I will be giving another activity regarding secondary classification by capital letter group. Please, ladies and gentlemen, do not cheat. You have to understand this, because if you cannot, then you only have two choices: if you want to pass or if you want to fail. So if you want to learn about the classification of fingerprint, please ask help to me or your classmates. So you have to help yourself also. Since this is an online class, we have to do our best also to understand this classification. Okay? So that's for today, ladies and gentlemen, and God bless everyone.